establish what we will be the play caller during this training camp?
Just constant communication throughout practice. Obviously, there's a lot of breaks between series and all that stuff where we can catch up on some plays, or even right after a play, he'll kind of give me his feedback on what he's thinking, what he sees. So all that stuff I've just been taking in for the last, really, 4 months or 5 months, whatever it's been since the spring. So that's been great. I'd say too, like in the meeting rooms and now game planning, like that's a big part of it. Week to week, it's going to change, and we have such a good staff that does a great job of breaking down, whether it's defenses, our scheme, our plan, why we're doing things a certain way. And I think just talking with Liam throughout the week and making sure once we step on the field Sunday, we're just in lockstep as far as what he's seeing, why he's calling certain things. Obviously, it's my job to get the ball to the right guy, and that coverage has changed, so it's not always going to go to who you're setting the play up for. But there's a ton of options out there, so I got to play the play out. But knowing what he's thinking, why he's calling certain things is certainly valuable, and we want to be on the same page. I feel like we're, on a great trajectory on that. But it's week to week. You got to continue to communicate.
I guess it was yesterday, but that first day we walk out, and it's the 53. Smaller practice. Different feel?
Way different feeling. It's always one of the weirdest days of the year. You've had these guys around since spring, and you've kind of built those relationships. You're used to having a full locker room, full practice field, and then all through training camp, guys are competing, guys are trying to earn roster spots. You're just building your team, and it's just a weird reality of this that not everyone's gonna make it along for the whole way, and that's the tough part about it. Is you have friends that come and go, guys you build relationships with that have done a great job, that have worked hard, that try to earn a spot, and it just doesn't work out. And so that's always the hardest part. But for our team, for the guys it is, the 53 plus the practice squad, those guys are on this team as well. They're a huge part of it. So this is the group we have, and I'm really pumped about it. But it is the tough part of the business. Is you see guys come and go a lot.
But you also know it's go time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then that's also the same time we transition out of camp and we start kind of supplementing like some of the Carolina stuff, and you're getting ready for week 1, start the game plan. So you start to narrow in your scheme a little bit, because in training camp everything's an option. The whole playbook's there. You're trying just to get everything in and run it. But now it's more focused on the defense we're going to see and what we want to run against it.
Looked like a good day with BT. Are you seeing him kind of sharpen up as the opener gets closer?
Yeah, I think it's just a testament to the amount of work that he's been putting in. And out here on the practice field, you guys seen every practice, so you guys have a good perspective on just the whole thing. It's not every day is going to be clean and perfect, and just because whether it's me, BT, Travis, group up front, tight ends, whatever it is, there's going to be days where you have stuff you got to figure out, and there's a new system, there's new plays you're running. And so there's been some stuff that me and BT have kind of had to iron out, but just through reps, whether that's after practice, in the film room, talking about every single look, I really think we've taken some huge steps, because we tried to do this last year, and obviously it was a different system. I get hurt, so we didn't get a full year, and then now it's a new system, and trying to build that chemistry, the rapport again, and it's been awesome. I like where we're at right now, but it's about the whole season getting better. It's not about just where you're at week 1. We got a long year.
When you guys have a LSU Clemson friendly wager?
That's a great point. And now I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, actually. So it's a terrible point, actually. I'm going to talk to him about it. I haven't talked to him about the game. I'm sure he'll be watching.
Trevor, where's the culture change come from, or the culture building come from for this year's team? And isn't that very important with so many new guys?
It's really important. I think obviously the energy that Coach Cohen's brought in and the whole staff, the coaching, the just level of detail, all the things that they've done up until this point has been awesome, and they brought a lot of energy every day and coached us hard, and the expectations have been really high, which has been good for our team. I think we've grown a lot, but ultimately it has to be from the players. Until you really own it from a player standpoint and push each other, that's really where the difference is. And I think we've taken some big steps in that. We have some more work to do, but I really like even the new guys we brought in from different places, just like Hainsey, Jordan Lewis, just to name a couple, Eric Murray, a bunch of other guys could be named too. But those guys, we brought in good players, really good players, but really good leaders too that handle their business the right way.
Yeah, that was part of it, right? They brought those guys in, and part of the reason they brought them in is because of the guys that they are, right?
Yeah, that's a huge part of this. You got to be able to perform on the field, right? That's our job. You got to be able to produce, but who you are in the locker room and the example you set for the younger guys, especially when we have a younger team. That's important. And when you have a guy that leads the room, that's not a guy that, whatever it is on the team, whether it's complaining, negativity, that stuff like festers in the team and it grows. And I think we've had a good group of leaders that have been super positive this camp, so it's been great.
If you think back to the spring to now, where do you think your biggest area of growth has been?
I think just there's a lot of things with my footwork that I wanted to work on. I've seen some growth with that. It's still something, like I've said since the beginning, you got to continue to work every day. That's a big part of it. I think just my eyes, progressions, really mastering the offense as far as all the checks, all the protection changes. I really like the growth that we've honestly had since the spring, and not just myself, but the group, because it takes all 11 of us. It's the group up front, it's me, it's the back, especially in protections. You know, if I know it, but I can't communicate, it doesn't do any good. So all of us working together have taken some big steps.
What kind of asset can Tim Patrick be at 6'5"?
Yeah, obviously he has the size, he has the experience, he's played a lot of meaningful football, made a lot of big plays. I think just having a guy that's older in the room, a veteran presence, that's valuable. But yeah, as far as the receiving type, something that we don't really have, the big body, rangy guys. So I think that's valuable for us, just to continue to make that room better and better. And we got some really good ones, and he's just another addition that's going to help us for sure.
With training camp now in the rear view, how would you evaluate Travis and the process of him playing both positions up to this point?
Yeah, it's,
YMCA.
I love that
Let's
song.
go.
That was awesome.
It's a 73 ball.
That's great.
You're all just
Unfazed. Gene's ghost.
I'm done.
That was a good one. Anyways, I gotta focus back in. Travis. Yeah,
Travis.
it's been impressive, like we've said since the beginning, to see him go both ways, and then oh, I miss Gene. Yeah, it's just to see the amount of work you have to put in to do that. It's hard enough to play one way in the NFL, much less two ways. I mean, to learn offense, defense, it's a lot. He's done a really good job. So
What's it like for you?
Was it? Was it?
What's it like for you though? Like, you know, the fact that for 1 minute he's at wide receiver,
Yeah.
you throw him the next minute he's opposite
Just-
side of the field.
Always trying to, you know, it's his responsibility to know what to do, and when he steps in the huddle, he's done a great job of that. But also being conscious of, he's a rookie, he's got a lot going on, he's playing both ways, trying to help him as much as I can with little reminders or different things with the formations or concepts or whatever. Just trying to give him reminders so it's not, hey, you're on your own, Kyle, figure it out, you know. And he's done a good job of knowing it, but as much as we can help him out, I think that is important.
When you add a guy like Tim this close to week one, what do you have to do to kind of build that chemistry and just get game ready with him?
Yeah, just get some throws. I think, you know, all the timing routes, that stuff that you can see and you don't have to throw it before they break, like certain routes, it's a little different. But the routes where you're throwing it early, anticipating, all those things, just got to get those throughout next week. You know, we'll have an extra practice on Monday, so we'll have some time to get some of those routes, and just going to get them throughout the week. And then for him, you know, obviously just has to put the time in this weekend, has some time to learn it. It's a big offense to learn over the weekend, but obviously I'm going to be there to help him anything he needs, and he's got my number now. We already linked up in the locker room, and excited to have him. So we'll get him up to speed. Obviously, we're gonna have him ready. If he goes on the field, he's gonna know what to do. He's gonna be ready, and he's a pro, so he knows how to handle all that.
You feeling excited and ready to finally get out
Yeah.
there and actually play a meaningful game?
Super excited. Yeah, you kind of, training camp's exciting at first, and then after a couple weeks practicing against each other, you're like, all right, let's, you know, you're ready to get to the common opponent. Let's all come together as a team and go play somebody. So excited. Yeah, it's just, you know, I think just all the excitement about all the possibilities of a new year. It's a clean slate, and all starts next week. So, you know, obviously going to kind of reset, recharge this weekend, and be ready to go for week one.